For that furry known as the Moogle Master, that is Black Sabbath, Symptoms of the Universe.
Right.
Wow, was that bizarre or what?
That was something.
To say the least.
Yeah, it might make it easy for you to do at least one segment of the best of.
Sure.
It's right there.
Right. Well, this next story is just going to absolutely drive you up the wall.
Oh, good. Bring it on, pal.
This is the culmination of a lot of the things that we've talked about throughout the whole year of 2015.
Okay.
Where people don't use a lot of common sense when it comes to social media.
Okay.
And, of course, the biggest outlet for social media and people and their stupid thoughts and their comments are where?
Facebook.
Of course.
Fast.
Yeah, Twitter is catching up fast. But
about more people getting fired from Twitter than Facebook.
Well, how did you know that I was going to even discuss anybody getting fired?
I didn't. I don't. But I think that's a safe assumption.
And you are correct, sir.
All right.
The two are connected.
All right.
I guess I don't have a Facebook page, but from what I've seen, you can link your Facebook to the Twitter.
You can?
So when you do something on your Facebook, it automatically generates a tweet.
That is true.
All right. He called her a slut, and he got fired.
Right.
He called her a slut.
It's already pissing me off, but go ahead.
When Michael Nolan called Clementine Ford.
Clementine Ford?
Her name is Clementine Ford.
Boy, do those parents need a beating. Clementine Ford.
Right.
What year is this? 1831?
Clementine.
Oh, my darling.
Exactly.
I think she's heard that.
Sure.
Wow.
When he called her a slut publicly on Facebook,
yeah,
she notified his employer and they fired him.
A couple of things. Can you imagine banging a chick named Clementine?
Clementine. Hey, Clem.
Can you imagine? Oh, yeah, Clementine. Oh,
Clem.
Oh, suck that dick, Clementine.
Right.
Clementine.
Right.
Clem. Who wants to call their chick Clem?
Or Clam.
Do you like that, Clem?
Right.
Ah, God. That's horrid. All right, so he called her a slut on his Facebook, Twitter.
Correct.
And he got fired.
So she notified his employer.
Okay.
And they fired him.
Oh, wow. Okay, what I'm sure you're going to tell me. I'm not even going to ask. My question is, what's his job that's so important that his social media status affects it?
All right. A man was fired for calling a woman a slut. This would be unremarkable in almost all circumstances except for one small detail.
Yeah.
The comment occurred on Facebook.
Okay.
From a man's personal account.
Okay.
Australian feminist writer
Jesus
Clementine Ford, who often bears the brunt of vitriol on social media, was called a slut by Michael Nolan on Facebook.
I'm already ready to put a shotgun in her fucking face. She writes fucking leaning stories.
Well, she's got an agenda.
And then when people call her on it or fucking get disrespectful to her, she calls their employer?
Well, she did. She informed the employer.
What a fucking cow.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. I fucking hate this cunt.
Right.
Holy smokes.
The original comment was posted by Nolan on November 25th in response to a post where Ford called out another man for making degrading comments.
Yeah.
Ford was discussing the frequent abuse women face from men and why this should stop. This was the post Mr. Nolan decided to leave his awful remarks on.
Okay.
Nolan's employer, the hotel chain Marathon Apartments, that must be something foreign.
Yeah, something Australian.
Meriton, Marathon.
Marathon Apartments chain.
Yeah, was listed on his Facebook profile, so Ford decided to point out their employees' behavior.
Right.
Hey, this is what your guy is doing.
Wow, what a bitch.
She wrote, I wonder if the folks over at Marathon Apartments are aware that a man listing himself as a supervisor for their businesses likes to leave comments on women's Facebook pages calling them sluts. I wonder if they are also aware that he is a racist.
A racist? Why is he a racist?
Well, we'll go on and see if there's any explanation here.
Okay.
After being alerted, Marathon issued a statement to Ford.
Yeah.
Marathon Group have now investigated the matter relating to the complaint made about Michael Nolan using inappropriate language.
Oh, Jesus.
On Facebook.
Fuck you.
You know, the thing is, words hurt.
Yeah, I guess.
Inappropriate language.
Yeah.
Marathon Group does not condone this type of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Nolan was removed from the Marathon site on Saturday, the 28th of November, pending an investigation. And as of 2:30 p.m. today, 30th of November, 2015, he no longer works for the Marathon Group.
Now, if you're this guy, do you go after this bitch?
Well, what are you going to do to her?
Well, there's a ball bat.
Okay, so you're talking about actually facing her down face to face.
I would.
All right.
I don't know that I'd hit her necessarily, but I'd scare the fucking bejesus out of her.
All right. Well, see, this goes back to something that one of my childhood heroes did.
Yeah.
Evel Knievel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember or know anything about this story, but there was a guy who traveled with the Evel Knievel Roadshow for a short time because he was, quote unquote, documenting Evel's, road life or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote a book called Evel Knievel on Tour.
Okay.
And the guy, his name was Sheldon Saltman. Okay. He wrote this book, and in the book, he made some claim or comment that Evel Knievel hated his mother, and he was boozing it up and drugging it up and banging every woman that he saw, and just basically the
living large,
whatever.
Yeah.
True or not true?
Okay.
The guy wrote this.
Okay.
Obviously, something like this would have an impact on Evel's personal life with his wife and kids and his reputation and all this and that.
Right.
Evel Knievel went to the 20th Century Fox commissary where this guy worked. He was like some kind of vice president of marketing or something.
Right.
And he took a ball bat, as you suggested.
Right.
And he broke this guy's arms.
Ouch.
He whacked him with his ball bat and broke his arms.
Okay.
He got sentenced to 6 months in jail for it.
Yeah, that's a bit strong.
So Evel did exactly what you're saying you would do about this woman.
I'm not saying I'd hit her with a ball bat.
But that's what Evel actually did. He went and beat this guy with a ball bat for writing what he said.
punch her in the face and do a week. If she cost me my job,
yes,
I might show up and punch her in the face and do a week in jail for it.
All right. Well, that's interesting that you would make that analogy.
Okay.
Because later in the story, they're going to discuss how she should be exonerated for her actions as opposed to his actions.
Ugh.
And I know this is going to just drive you up the wall to where you'll fly to Australia and go find this woman yourself and probably beat her with a ball bat.
All right.
All right. Many people have seen this as a woman overreacting to a man saying mean words on the internet.
Yeah.
But the perspective carves out large aspects of the situation, presenting a false narrative, a narrative that continues to allow people, especially men, to get away with harmful behavior
under
the guise of unrelated but important sounding concepts like freedom.
Okay.
Here are the facts.
Mm-hmm.
First, Ford had no power to fire this man. Yet Ford is receiving angry, vile messages written as though she was the main person in power responsible for Nolan's firing.
She is responsible for Nolan's.
Well, see, we could lump you into that category.
She's responsible. She made the phone call. She's the tattletale.
Yeah. Well, she's not.
She is.
Clearly, that is his employer who very well could have ignored Ford and kept the man on the payroll.
But the employer wouldn't even have considered it an issue if she hadn't gone to the employer.
Well, according to this argument,
yeah,
regardless of her thoughts or feelings on this,
yeah,
if the employer thought he deemed worthy to keep his job, they would have just kept him on and just blew her off.
But the employer wouldn't have even been aware of some dumb comment on fucking Facebook without her raising an issue. And you said she's a public figure of some sort?
Well, she's some kind of writes some kind of feminist articles or something.
So let's get into reality and not this stupidity that they're fucking spewing right now.
Sure.
The reality is the company was afraid that she'd write an article about them.
Right.
And therefore they fired her. So she is responsible for him being fired.
Right.
She may not have pulled the trigger, but she fucking loaded the gun.
Sure.
That gun had no bullets in it until she contacted the fucking employer.
Sure.
Fucking whore. I hate her. I better watch it. I better watch it.
Because you're going to get fired from Aiken IT Services.
You know what? The fucking museum might fire me. I might get fired from fucking the Classic Metal Show.
Right. Of course, Ford deals daily with overreactive men, as she is a woman voicing her opinion on gender issues with a Twitter account. Harassers seem to lack the willpower to ignore people like Ford.
Why do you have to ignore? Why is she owed? Why does she think that she's owed respect for her opinion?
Well, this goes back to something you actually said about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
You said we are living in a day where people can have an opinion and they believe they should go unchallenged.
Yeah. You're not do that.
I know, but you hit the nail on the head.
Mm-hmm.
That now people are have this attitude or in this, I don't know what you want to call, in this mindset that I should be able to voice my opinion and no one should be able to challenge me.
Yeah, it's fucking ludicrous.
You need to accept what I say and accept it for what it is, and don't you dare try to argue it away.
Yeah, this is fucking ridiculous. There's no justification for any of this.
I agree.
She is not due when she makes something public. When you make your voice public, you know how many people fucking fire off at me that, you remember when my dad died and the guy
I do
with the emails about my dad was worm food and all that shit.
I do. I remember.
Should
that.
I have cried about that?
No, you're supposed to contact his employer and say, this guy was mean to me.
This guy said a mean thing to me,
right.
So he should be fired from his job.
I suffered a family loss and this guy made fun of me and he should be fired.
Yeah, no. I'm a public figure. I've made myself a public figure.
Right.
And as a public figure, I just got to suck it up and deal with it. I can argue it. I can argue back with anybody. But ultimately, I don't have the right to voice my opinion and expect everybody to just agree with it.
Right.
And this fucking twat thinks that she does.
Right.
That's fucking retarded.
Well, it happened.
Maybe Australian rules are different than ours.
Doesn't mean it couldn't happen here.
I know it could happen here because fucking these employers are fucking monumental cunt bags when it comes to fucking Facebook.
Sure it is.
That's why you're the smart one by not having one.
I don't have one.
Believe me, if I ever do have to, God help me, if I ever have to go back to the corporate world, first thing I'm doing is closing my Facebook page.
Of course.
First thing I'm doing, getting rid of it.
Which is, again, this goes back to the CMS.
Yeah.
We're not corporately sponsored.
Yeah, and that's why.
And there's a reason for it.